that we are extremely proud, comrades, that at this juncture, despite several challenges, despite threats, all of you are fighting the battle to save your campus, and greetings for that. But very importantly, we are seeing what is happening across this country at this moment. We are seeing how capturing of educational institutions are happening by the Sangh Parivar and the RSS. And when RSS and Sangh Parivar is capturing this education institution, we know that Sangh Parivar also knows that they have no role in the history of this country, in history of building this country, or in the democratic process and institution of building this country. Hence, when they have not built anything inside this country in the last 80 years, now when they are in power, the only thing they can do is to capture these institutions which were built from years, which has been democratic from years. What are students inside this institute saying? Why are the students having to protest for the last 30 days? Why are students even sitting in 2026 having to ask for basic minimum things like disbursal of fellowships, from what I know, basic infrastructure, from what I know, and other things related to education? These are the basic things. Now these are young people standing here. I am also a research scholar in Jawaharlal Nehru University, right? So all of you, when we are asking for educational amenities, are we doing some crime inside this country? Are we doing something wrong inside this country? We want to ask the Vice Chancellor that why are you so threatened? Why are you so threatened for dialogue? That when students are even trying to critically come up in against the policies that you are trying to implement here, or trying to have a dialogue through a different way, you can still have a dialogue with the students to talk and ask them what problems and issues they have. But in place of that, we have such minded RSS, Sangh Parivar minded Vice Chancellor that they can't tolerate dissent. They can't tolerate that students will anyone has an opposing view, and hence they will put, the ultimate thing that they can do is put students under jail, put students to jail, threaten students. I have come to know that already 4 students have been arrested, and several other, more than 80 students have been named in the FIR. Now this shocks us that you are supposed to be, as the Vice Chancellor, the guardian outside the homes that we have in university. That is what the task of the Vice Chancellors are. That is what the task of faculties are. That when we are in universities, to inculcate that space outside our home, that university is that place. But what is the Vice Chancellor doing here? The Vice Chancellor is threatening students. The Vice Chancellor is intimidating students. The Vice Chancellor is putting students in jail. Because of the directions of the Vice Chancellor, the students are languishing in jail. They are going to suffer in jail. And this is the kind of audacity the RSS and the Sangh Parivar has. But when we are here, comrades, we want to send a clear message. Today also I got to know that the administration had an issue with me coming here, telling that outsiders won't be allowed. We saw a similar pattern in Kannur University 2 days before. There also the Vice Chancellor had an issue with a public event that was happening. There also, clearly, I have kept that this is not an RSS Shakha. This is Kerala, this is universities in Kerala, and universities in Kerala have always taught us that debate and discussion will have the last word in universities. The Vice Chancellor can have an opposing view, but the Vice Chancellor is holding an office of power. The Vice Chancellor is not sitting there at the position of the Vice Chancellor to represent the RSS. She is sitting there to represent the students and the university staff and members. She is there as the Vice Chancellor appointed to look into the well-being of the university, not to work as the pracharak of the RSS here. That we want to tell her. We want to remind her. And we also want to say that you better understand the role of the Vice Chancellor. If you are not understanding, and if you still think that you will continue as the RSS pracharak and not as the Vice Chancellor, then we also can keep our protest on and on. The kind of solidarity, comrades, that you all are getting, it is infectious. In Jantar Mantar we saw that it started with few handful students who started raising their voice saying what? That this generation is not going to accept any form of corruption in education. That is what all of us asked. We just said that it's not about politics, it's about our well-being. If we are paying fees inside these colleges, if we are studying hard, if we are spending 12 to 13 hours every day to clear our entrances, going to coachings, putting our parents' hard-earned money to our education, why can't we have basic minimum dignity? And if universities, vice chancellors, administration and the system is failing, so we need to speak up against such a system which makes us cockroaches. And the Chief Justice of India has the audacity to say that student and youth are cockroaches inside this country. They have the audacity to say this. We are not cockroaches. We don't like to be called ourselves cockroaches. But we take it as a pride that your system made us cockroaches. We did not say one fine day waking up that yes, we want to be cockroaches. We want good livelihoods. We are here fighting for better education. Firstly, we should not have been protesting. These are things we should be getting standing in 2026. We were celebrating 80 years of independence, right? 15th August, some days back. What we were feeling proud of, that our country will have space, equal space for everyone. Everyone with that constitution will have equal rights. Everyone will have democratic space. And what happens when people speak up? They are put behind the bars. What happens when they ask for infrastructure, for basic drinking water, for hostel facilities, for disbursing of fellowships, for basic minimum infrastructure in university? They are brutally lathi charged, or they are having their names in the FIRs. So this is not the system that can go on. This is not the policies that we want inside universities. We want the university to flourish with young minds. We want the universities to have a culture of academics. We want the universities to have a culture of research. We want the universities to have democratic culture where we can debate and discuss and have better things inside the universities which can improve our lifestyles. Not only protesting, we are forced to protest because we have vice chancellors like this who never has a dialogue with the student community. So lastly, I want to again extend our solidarity, greetings to all of you comrades, and want to say that you are not alone in this fight. You are not alone in this fight. The way the new education policy is getting implemented, the way the acceleration, advancing of privatization is happening across the country, the fight that is happening in our university is not an isolated fight. We are seeing everywhere. Education is becoming costly. Education is becoming exclusive. Education is becoming only for the privileged. Education is becoming so much for the privileged that after education people don't know where to go, what kind of employment. So much of paper leaks happening, so much of systemic failures. So we just want to say, comrades, you are not alone. To all the students of this university, that you are not alone. We are all going to fight this battle collectively. We are all going to fight this battle to ensure that there is accountability. There is accountability. There is an accountability where students have their heads held high when they are having education. They are not having to beg in front of the system to give them basic minimum things. That's the basic minimum we demand inside university spaces, and we are in solidarity with all of you, the fighting comrades who are in jail at this moment, facing FIRs. We just want to say that hope is a good thing, but this Jantar Mantar protest has given all of us hope, and hope that we will win. If we are united, we will be victorious. This is only message to all of you, that we have to be victorious. If all of you are united in this manner, we will be victorious. All of your demands will be met. And also, the Vice Chancellor has to take the accountability of the anti-student things that she is continuously doing. And my final message to the Minister of Higher Education, I also happen to know that the Minister is from the same constituency. This is the urge. If through the media, through social media, if the Minister can listen, that these students are suffering in your own constituency. You should have some guts to come up and talk to the Vice Chancellor, to not put students under jail just for speaking up. It's not a request. That is the basic minimum thing that you can do. That is we expect from you. As students would expect from an elected representative to do. To stand by the students in these times when they are facing this kind of repression. That is the final message I have. And once more, extending greetings from the SFI Central Executive Committee, extending greetings to all the student community. We are looking up to you. We are very proud of all of you for the battle that you are fighting, for the struggle that you are doing. We are in this fight shoulder to shoulder.